Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make your Zara cap in a very easy and sweatless way using a very quick method that will shock you. Okay, so we are going to be making this Zara cap in this way. This is 2-in-1 Zara cap. So with this style we can style the Zara cap even more than two different patterns, but on this video I just did two different patterns of how to style it, and of course I used two different materials for this project. All right, so straight ahead we'll just go to the table. Let me do the quick explanation. What I have in my hands is called Mako. So you can get this Mako from a regular shoemaking shop, especially those of us in Africa. So you can get this Mako. If you don't have Mako, you can use chest warding. All right, and then I will be using a stretchy fabric. So at this junction I would like to say any stretchy fabric will do this particular project, and it has to be a stretchy fabric for this particular method I am using. All right, so we just simply fix the Mako inside and then wrap. So you can give it up to 2 or 3 turns, all right, to ensure that the Mako is properly covered, so that the reflection of the black material, which is the Mako, will not be showing off on your material, because some of these stretchy fabric are sometimes too light. So if you are working with a very light fabric, then you will need to like fold like up to 3 times. And one other thing I know about this process is that if your material is the material that have back and front, that is, has a front different and the back different, you might have a little challenge. But if your material is the type that you cannot differentiate the front from the back, it makes it easier for you to work on this project. All right, so we are just going to be applying liquid glue to the Mako, smoothing it using anything you can use. Me, I'm using my scissors just to make sure that it is flat, it is well smoothed. Allow air a little bit, and then we place it on the fabric. So at this point, the reason I'm doing this is to make sure that the Mako is well seated in the material, so that you don't fix your Mako and it's shaking, because we don't want to sew. We are not going to sew any part of this Mako to this material. Do you get me? So because of that, I'm going to be working with the liquid glue. After that, I will even work with hot glue at some point. All right, but I don't want to sew the Mako. That is just the Mako that I don't want to sew, but I'm going to be sewing the material. This process is quite easy. A student of mine just asked me some questions and explained it to me, and so I was like, okay, so let me just see what I can do with it. Okay, so this process is quite easy. We're just going to fold it like this, like you see it in my hands now. We're just going to fold it this way. So with this, you don't need to create a separate circle to cover the top. Okay, so already you can just have your cover very easy. Remember that the fabric has to be a stretchy uh fabric. Okay, then what we do now is get it on a fold like you are sewing turban. So on a fold, and because it's a stretchy fabric, I would advise that you use the same measurement you use on your turban. 10.5 or 11 is perfect. 10.5 is even perfect. Remember, it's stretchy, so it can fit into your head well. Or highest you can use is 11, because 11 is what will give you 22 inches as for the round, that's the head circumference. So but you are not going to cut it at the point of 10.5. You are still going to sew. So if you are going to use 10.5, it means you have to cut 11. Then if you are going to use, for instance, 11, it means you have to cut 11.5. All right, so this is it. We just cut it out like a turban, and then we are going to be adding this net to it. So it's the net I used for the decoration. So the next thing I'm doing is, first of all, closing the net. All right, just like fold it and close it to make it look neat, and then not having any form of rough edge. So when you do it like this, after sewing it completely, we turn it out, so it will be neat and better presentable. So at this at this point at this point now, we are going to apply a little bit of glue to the turban. We apply a little bit of glue to the Zara cap, I call it turban, right? Just to ensure that the because it's the part that is showing the edge of the Mako, that is the front. So to ensure that the material sticks to this, so we have to like apply a little bit of hot glue to stick it. Now, if you do not have hot glue, you can as well use the liquid glue. It's going to do a perfect job as well. So you can make do with your liquid glue. So, but I'm using hot glue. So you see how it has sticked it to it and it's perfect. So we want a situation where you wear it and you have this depth. Yes, like this. Okay. So we'll go ahead and sew. So since the deep part is the front, we have to turn it close and then use the smooth part, because that smooth part happens to be the back. So at this point now, we are going to be adding the sequence, or let me say net, to it. And by the way, you can work with same fabric. So you can work with same fabric of gold that you have for the cap, okay? Especially if you are working with doshed satin, it's going to come out very well. It's beautiful with doshed satin, this method, okay? So we just fix it. You see the way I fix it inside now, all right? So it's going to help us to make sure that the net will be appearing in front. So we just sew it, attach it like this, and then sew it the same way we go about with our turban. So the depth from the back of the cap should not be more than 6. Even 5 is perfect. You don't need anything too much from the back. It's unlike the usual turban where you have to go with 12 inches, or you are going with 10, 14. But if you are doing this for the Zara, 6 inches is perfect. If you do not want to use 6, you can even use 5. 5 is okay. Don't just exceed 6. 6 is perfect. So now that we are done sewing, I just decided to like give it a double top stitching. So now that we are done sewing, we just trim off the excess part. And of course, do not forget to use your interlock machine. That is, do not forget to weave it, okay, so that it will be neater, stronger, more presentable. Okay, so now this is what we have. This is what we have. So you can just like use your thread, needle and thread, to pick that place to give it a little bit of design. And then this is the back. So we just go ahead to use our needle and thread to give it some loose stitches, and then we pull it together. After that, this Zara cap is ready. It's very, this method is very easy. You can see that it's different from the method where we have to go ahead to cut a different circle, try to use your hot glue to gum and all of that. But you can still do that for this, all right? You can still cover the inside. And so this is all for the class. I do hope you enjoy the class. Do have a nice day. I'll see you in my next video. And if today is your first time discovering us, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel before leaving today. We love you. Bye.